Good morning, everybody. I just sometimes worry about this neighborhood. I went away a couple of years ago and came back, and I was really disoriented here, and it took me a while to realize that in the short amount of time I was gone, they had knocked down a neighborhood and put up this building that is risk management, and I still to this day have never seen any benefit or anything from it, this risk management. And I think it would behoove everyone to see this. I've kind of been through some of these, not risk management. I mean, they've got that place sealed like you wouldn't believe, and we're paying for it. Great big dogs. Good morning. What a cute doggy. Hi, cute doggy. And, you know, they're hungry right now. See, there's a little man in orange vest, and they're building. And so this is how Olympia helps its neighborhoods. It just tears down. These are all new from like 15 years ago or whatever. That was all neighborhood. You know, so they come in, the little shirkers don't do anything except sort of waste electricity and sit in these fancy schmancies while they are on Facebook all day. And that is one thing I have noticed from the little government workers I know, is they're the only ones who are on Facebook during the day, being bored, having nothing to do, and just really getting into this whole little Facebook world. It's really kind of soured me. I've never been sort of big into that kind of social media too much anyway. You know, sometimes there might be someone that you really like, but I just feel that it's a kind of what is it about the devil likes idle hands, and that devilish place up there is full of idleness. You know, salaries from us to nowhere and to nothing. Actually, I did go there once to make a records request, and no, I went there once to ask just for a form to fill out because I really wanted to know what they were all about. And a man came down from the records department, and he made me give him 15 cents. And I did find out later that that is a federal offense, that government workers are not supposed to take money from you without giving you a receipt. You know, he just happened to have a Xerox machine or hand me the form, but it was really interesting that he charged me for it in front of people, you know, but what am I to do except, you know, make a YouTube about it. Good morning. And, you know, try to document what it is that goes on. Okay, now there was a state worker with an accent. Morning. And yet they say there's like a hiring freeze. They're not hiring people. There are people on the streets here, Native American people, African American people, whatever, white people, and yet every single state worker, probably at least 50% are, you know, and they're in the upper echelons, are from Pakistan. And that's going to be an interesting video because Pakistan has now declared a war on all infidels. You know, that's this big Muslim Brotherhood place, and they put it out like on the news. It's not like we have to be Sherlock Holmes with these people. You know, they're not the kings and queens of subtlety. We're not dealing with the Japanese or Shakespeare here. They are loud and clear about what it is that they want. I'm sad. I used to always walk by this house and there was a doggy in the window, and now lately the window's been shuttered and there are flowers and there's a little cross on the porch, and I just really feel like crying because Fanny and I would come, and I'm sorry that Fanny has no respect for property boundaries, and she seems to go a bit where she will. And yeah, so that is rather interesting to see that the main population that they are hiring is the population that is, saying, we want you all dead, you're all infidel, and yeah, that's what they're hiring over there, and knocking down these neighborhoods. So you wonder why we don't have housing in this town, or why you're seeing people who look, it's a different type of homelessness. When I first started filming, I filmed the homeless for a couple of years, and it was pre-digital, so a lot of it is just sitting on tape. I did put up a couple of minutes that I found that someone had put, made some little trailers onto a disc. And not that it was, it was different. It was more kind of transient males. There were definitely tragic cases of families, and there were young people, and it was really, really tragic. But just to see it growing as they keep building these edifices to themselves. This place has a really huge lobby that I have, filmed in the past, and they kind of don't want to let me. It's like several stories high. You feel like you're in a hotel in Shanghai. And the other day I was thinking, when I've been with the homeless, when I was filming them and taking them to different government agencies, the places would be the size of a shoebox, and there would just be nothing but an extremely, cheap little ratty chair, just some really filthy places. I'm talking about food stamp agencies and things of this nature. So it's interesting that where the people go, they make it terrible. Where the people are not allowed to go, these elevators are not even marked to even let you know what is on these floors. And there is a guard at the door. So I call it like Pablo Escobar's place now. Because the security is just so incredibly high. Is there somebody looking out the window? No? Or is that just like a plant? Be interesting just to see them up there on Facebook all day. And this place is the Washington Business Association. It's just sort of its own little thing. It's pretty small. But this thing is a problem, and they are going to want to once again make all these lovely people probably homeless. And that's why I'm really feeling, oh my goodness, Fanny Banani, she's really acting out for the camera. I've never seen her climb this much. Fannies Story was that she was a mill cat, and she was in a little cage and forced to have babies all the time. And then when she couldn't have babies anymore, she got dumped and had never been outside before. And actually, when I got her, they made me sign papers that she would never go outside because they thought it might send her into shock. But the first night that I had her, she actually got out. Good morning. Hi there. And she got outside and just really loved being out. Hi, good morning. My cat's in your yard, sorry. I didn't mean to be, I'm filming her like in your yard. I didn't mean to be like bothering you. Sorry, good morning. So anyway, we were, where were we? We were with her. So she got out, and she really does love these morning walks quite a lot. And so I guess I'm just a little sad seeing that our little North Korea Pablo Escobar is just doing everything they can to wipe out these beautiful little, it's a funny little enclave here. It's, you know, got the little bungalows and, you know, funny other things kind of added in. There's sort of a funny, like, weird little 60s place over there. So it's a little sweet place, and it's becoming littler so that we can make great big giant probably what are always called 5 years later sick buildings, and to displace more people. This is what was lost before, and you know, people might say, oh, it was nothing, or oh, it was decrepit, or oh, it was this or that, but really truly it's a really special place with lots of really nice nooks and crannies. Are those little springtime crocuses coming up? That's rather lovely. It's such a beautiful morning. It's like very dark, but it's rather warm and quiet and blankety, although not quiet for the birds. Fanny actually did, one day I did go over to when I went to the risk management building that a couple of times. One time Fanny did follow me, and I don't like her crossing that busy street. I didn't know she was behind me. But that's probably the only work they've done there, was chasing Fanny down. They really, really were just completely incensed that she was in their building. You know, they just really are very, there's a proprietary sense about them, and they did not have a sense of humor about Fanny being in the lobby. And there's another little encroacher about 15 years ago is taking out. So thank you all very much. I hope you have a fabulous, amazing day upon this planet as we document what's going on. Thank you so much. Many blessings. Goodbye.